What's up everybody, it's TKE, and today I have the most special video on my channel. So, some of you may know, and if you're coming over here from KRISPYFLAKES video, you obviously know, him and I are doing a rebuilding challenge, the Battle of LA, against each other. He's got the Lakers, I got the Clippers. So I've been building him some rosters on Stadia and stuff like that, some draft classes, and he agreed to do this video with me, so I appreciate that. Those of you coming over from Crispy's channel, which is probably most of you, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible, so please make sure to do that. And then also like this video and make sure you like Crispy's video and subscribe to his channel as well if you have not done that yet. Basically, all we gotta do is see who has the best team after 3 seasons. Like I said, I'll be the Clippers, his video will be in the description, and he is the Lakers, and we are going to see who can build the better team. There is a straw poll that you guys can vote and let us know who built the better team. So again, shout out to Crispy for doing this with me, I appreciate him a lot. Subscribe to both of our channels, like both of our videos, and vote in the poll. Make sure you watch the whole video, stick to the end, and see what team I rebuild so you can make the best judgment when you vote. But without further ado, let's get into the rebuild and let's see what we can do with the Clippers. So we're here in 2K. Obviously this is what the roster looks like. We're starting at the beginning of this season, and I'll have 3 seasons, 2 off seasons to rebuild the team. At the end of it, we're going to see who has the best team. So I have Kawhi, Paul George, Montrezl Harrell, Lou Williams, Marcus Morris. So my biggest fear is looking at our salary cap. Kawhi and Paul George are not going to be around unless they accept their player option, and a lot of times they don't, so I'm kind of worried that I'm going to lose both of them the season before I need to build the final team, so that's kind of tough. The thing I'm hoping for is not to down Crispy Flakes or anything, but I'm hoping that LeBron or Anthony Davis leaves the Lakers in free agency and Crispy has to try and rebuild without him. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Part of me might think about trading Kawhi and Paul George after this year just to try and get somebody that's going to be here to ensure that we keep them, but also it feels like I should keep them around because I'm kind of rebuilding around them. But we'll see what happens when we get there. And I'm going to try and trade some people that aren't going to be here next year for somebody that will be here in the future. Like Montrezl is on a 1-year deal, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to re-sign him. So I'll probably trade him. And maybe Lou Williams. Some of these guys that aren't going to be around, I'm going to trade. So first thing I'm going to do is just trade like Montrezl to make sure we get something for him with like Marcus Morris or Markieff Morris. And we don't have a lot of picks either, which is kind of tough. I see like Clint Capella, Cam Reddish would be good. Clint Capella will definitely be around after we're done. Mitchell Robinson would be gone by the time, so I'm not really wanting to trade for him. Victor Oladipo would be gone. DeMar would be gone. Hassan would be gone. Zach LaVine would still be here, and Daniel Gafford, which would be a decent trade, but we already have a shooting guard with Paul George. Brandon Clark would be good, but he will also be gone. I don't know if I have the money to trade for him or the money to re-sign him. So I think I'm going to go with Clint Capella. We'll replace Montrezl as our center, and this is what the rotation would look like now. Last thing I want to do is see if I can get anything for Reggie Jackson and maybe like this 2nd round pick. Derrick Rose isn't really going to be around, but I could have him for now, or I could get like Norman Powell and, let him develop a little bit. But I think I'm going to get Derrick Rose. And then I'll probably just simulate this season, to be honest with you, because this isn't really the year we're looking to win it all. But okay, I like what we got so far. I'm definitely going to trade Lou Williams or Patrick Beverley for like a power forward or a small forward to come off the bench. Could get Kuzma to come off the bench and play small forward, power forward for us. Dinwiddie, but I already have enough point guards. TJ Warren would be nice, and he'll still be around after this is all said and done. Could get Jarrett Culver and see if he develops well. I'm going to go with TJ Warren. And then we also bring in Doug McDermott. And this is what the rotation is looking like now. We do not have a power forward at all. Wow, I really screwed that one up. Okay, I got to do something. How did I trade away our power forward? I don't know why I traded away our power forward. That was really dumb of me. I can get Bruno Fernando, switch him to power forward. He'd probably go up. And he'll probably develop pretty well. I think that's what I'm going to do. So we'll get Bruno Fernando. And he probably won't be great, but... So this is what the rotation will look like for this first season. Nothing too special, but with Paul George and Kawhi, we should be pretty good. So I'm just going to simulate the first season, and I'll catch you guys at the end of it, and we will see just how good this team is. Okay, so the end of the season is here. Luka wins MVP, averaging about a triple-double, 30 points, 10 and 9. So we won 61 games. Ja Morant was the Rookie of the Year. Nurkic, Sixth Man. Kawhi, Defensive Player of the Year, which is really good to see for us. Most Improved also went to Luka, and then Coach of the Year goes to Doc Rivers, which is our coach. So we won Coach of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, and we got Kawhi on second team, and then Kawhi and Paul George both on all defensive first team. So I like what I'm seeing so far. Doesn't really matter if we win championship or anything. It'd be cool, so I'm just going to simulate the playoffs, but I'm not going to make any major changes or anything like that. We'll just see how the team does. But maybe we can win the championship in the first year, maybe we can't. Either way, this is about building the best team after year 3. So really the first 2 years don't matter. It's what I can do after that second off season that really matters. And keeping Kawhi and Paul George is going to be the biggest thing. If Crispy manages to keep LeBron and Anthony Davis, he's obviously way more experienced than me, probably way better than me, so he has a really good shot of winning this, but maybe I got a shot too. Clippers look like, okay, we're up 3-2, and we won the championship, so that's cool. Paul George, Finals MVP, 21 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, nothing major, but really nice numbers from him. Now we're into the off season. I don't have a draft pick, so I'm just going to simulate to the draft and see if there's any trades we can make when we get there. And anybody on the last year of their deal, like Derrick Rose, can I get something for him maybe? Zach LaVine for Derrick Rose, that would be nice. Bam Adebayo would be nice. I think I'm going to do the Bam Adebayo trade. Change him to a, well, let me see. He's on the last year of his deal, but it's worth a shot in my opinion. We're going to try and change him to a power forward and see if he'll develop really well. But I'll just simulate to the end of the draft. Nobody's there. Okay, Anthony Davis declines his and this. Hopefully that happens in Crispy's video. Kind of gives him a little more of a disadvantage. We'll extend qualifying offers to Motley and Coffee, but not Bembry. And then we'll get into free agency. Okay, so I want to look at the roster quick. We still have Kawhi, Paul George, Clint Capella, Bam Adebayo, and TJ Warren. We don't have a great starting point guard. We have Patrick Beverly, who's a starting point guard in real life. I'm going to see if there's a point guard that I can get that's affordable and will be a decent backup. Like I can throw Frank Mason an offer, 2 years, $10 million, and we'll just go from there. And it looks like he's going to agree. We just got to get out of the moratorium. And okay, so I think he agreed. So now I'll simulate the player progression. I don't know what else I'm going to be able to do in free agency. We don't have much money. I'll try and make a couple more moves this season, and then we'll see what happens after that. So Motley and Coffee signed. Player progression. Kawhi's up to a 97. Paul George is still a 90. Capella 87. Bam is a 87 as well. TJ Warren up to an 84. Okay. So we only have one camp, so I'm going to send untapped potential to, maybe Cam Reddish. Why not? Okay, and then we'll get into the season and we'll look at the rotation, see what moves we have to make for this season. So this is what the rotation's looking like. We have too many small forwards and too many power forwards, so I'll trade like McDermott, and then I'm going to change, too many centers, I guess, not too many power forwards. So I'm going to change Bam to a power forward. Okay, we got that. Not really seeing anything great for these guys. I saw Norman Powell, and maybe Josh Okogie popped up. No, yeah, Josh Okogie did. But I'll trade for Norman Powell, and we'll have the exception. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can send Cam Reddish down to the G League for this year and see if he will develop again. So we'll assign him to the G League. So this is what the rotation would look like. I definitely need another point guard. So I want to see if I can make a trade for like Zubac or something to get a point guard in here. but I'm not going to make a ton of moves for this year. So Zubac, this second round pick. See if we can get a backup point guard or a starting point guard or something that's decent. Like Kendrick Nunn would be alright, and he would be able to develop a little bit. I think I'll do the Kendrick Nunn one. Also bring in Etuan Moore. Defense would be 4.5 stars, so I'm definitely going to do defense. So now I'm just going to look at salary cap table, see what we got going on. We might have to trade Capella after this year or something, and maybe Beverly, just to try and get off a little bit of money, because I need to make sure at least one of Paul George and Kawhi comes back. I hate to do it, but I want to look at if there's any offers for these guys. Like, I could bring in Jason Tatum, but he's not going to be back either. Jimmy Butler, Derrick Rose, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert aren't going to be back. See, if I would trade him, I would need it to be for someone that was going to for sure be back. Like Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball would be good. But it's like, do I take the chance that he's just going to come back on his own? I don't know. Like Pascal Siakam, RJ Barrett. Is that something I can do? You know what, screw it. I'm going to do that right now. I'll have those guys in the future. Okay, so now that we have Pascal Siakam, we don't really need Bam. So I'm going to trade Bam quick. Norman Powell with Bam, second round pick. See if we can get anything. Zach LaVine would still be here. Wendell wouldn't for sure be here, but I could probably re-sign him. I'm going to do that trade, okay? And trading Paul George, two-way small forward, which I feel like is his main position anyways. So this is what we're going to do this year. We got Nunn, Levine, George, Siakam, Capella, Carter Jr., TJ Warren, RJ Barrett. I know I traded away Kawhi, and it doesn't make sense, but in my experience, Kawhi does not re-sign with the Clippers. So I didn't want to lose him, so this is the rotation that I set, and hopefully it's good enough to win us a championship this year. It doesn't really matter if we win, but I just need to build a really good team for next year. So either way, this is the team we're rolling with, so I'll catch you guys at the end of the season. So we're here at the end of the season. Giannis won MVP, LaMelo Ball Rookie of the Year, Brandon Clark Sixth Man, Kawhi Defensive Player of the Year. We traded him away to the Raptors, and then Kristaps was Most Improved, and Brad Stevens Coach of the Year. So this is what the first team looks like. We don't have anybody. We also don't have anybody on second team or third team, and neither the defensive teams either. So it's kind of unfortunate, but we again are the 1 seed. And we will simulate the playoffs and see what happens. And we're up. Okay, we win 4-0 against the Rockets in the first round. Before we move on to the second round, I should show you guys the stats. I forgot to do that last year. So we'll go to player stats for this season. Levine averaged 19, Siakam 19, Paul George 16. Why is Paul George doing so bad? I might have to trade Paul George. I don't know. Trade both the guys I started with. I don't know. Either way, that was the stats. So we'll simulate the rest of the playoffs. Maybe we can win our second championship. And then we will get into the final season. We'll go through the off season, try and make our big moves, and see what we can do. And we win 4-1 against the Pelicans. Now we're up 2-0 on the Utah Jazz, 3-0, 4-0. Go to the championship. Looks like we're going to be facing the Celtics. And it's tied 1-1. We're up 2-1, up 3-1, and we win 4-1 against the Celtics. So Pascal Siakam is your Finals MVP. 23 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. And now we will get into the off season and see what we can do. Yeah, so there was no trades to be made at the draft. So we'll go to team player options. Paul George has declined his player option. Man, that's rough. I'm going to have to try and sign him back. Kawhi also declined his, but we definitely aren't going to have the money for Kawhi. So qualifying offers will extend them to those guys. Biggest contract possible. I do not care. $230, $234 million. He'll be making 53 at the end of this. I don't care. No trade clause, sure. And player option. Let's see his offers. Hopefully we are his only offer for now. So we'll advance. And it looks like he's going to agree. So that's good because we really couldn't afford to lose him. I'll throw Nico Melli an offer. We'll see if he takes it, but we'll just simulate through that. We'll go to player progression and we'll see what we can get the team to look like before this final season, and we'll see if we can three-peat, win the championship, and then you guys will vote. You'll see. Did you like my team? Did you like Crispy's team? I don't care. Again, I'm going to tell you all right now, trying to hit 1,000 subs as soon as possible. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. I'm bringing awesome stuff. Crispy wouldn't have done this with me if, I didn't help him out, but he also obviously thinks I'm decent, so you guys probably should subscribe. That's what the smart people, I think, would do. But this is what the team looks like for now. I'm going to look into making some trades and just straight up trying to kill this offseason, but as of now, I'll just simulate the training camps. We'll send a couple guys, maybe only one guy. It seems like our trainer's not that good. And then we'll see what we can do in our third and final season, see how good I can make this team. Okay, so we have one camp. I'm going to send like untapped potential to Zach LaVine, sure. Okay, and now we will advance to the season. And this is what the game plan would look like for now. So our weak spot is definitely point guard, and then we're pretty solid everywhere else. The bench is looking nice as well, but I'm going to try and see if there's any trades to be made. So I'll catch you guys if I find a trade to make. Alright, so we're going to trade Cam Reddish and 2 first-round picks for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who is going to run our point guard for us. So I will change his position to point guard. Maybe I'll just leave him at shooting guard and run him at point guard. His backup position is point guard. And then we'll have Zach LaVine. You know what? What if I leave it like this and have none start, LaVine come off the bench, and then try and trade RJ for something? RJ is going to keep developing, but I can probably get something better for him right now. So we'll view offers for RJ. Like Chris Middleton, definitely an offer we're going to probably do. Could also get De'Aaron Fox to start a point guard for us. We don't really need Middleton, but Fox starting would be good. Ingram would be good. Klay Thompson would be nice, but I probably need to do it for a point guard. So it's either going to be De'Aaron Fox or Jamal Murray, and we'll go the De'Aaron Fox route. And so this is what the rotation would look like now. So we have De'Aaron Fox, Shai, Paul George, Pascal Siakam, Clint Capella, Zach LaVine, Wendell Carter, TJ Warren, and then Bruno Fernando coming off the bench. And I probably want to run like a 10-man rotation just to get some minutes to like Kendrick Nunn, so we have a backup point guard. This team looks pretty good. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to see what some of the trade offers are, and if I find another one, I'll show you guys. But I'm not just going to waste all of your guys' time with me just looking for trades and everything like that, so I'll let you know if I find one. And we're probably going to make this trade, PJ Washington, a little bit better than Bruno Fernando, and this is what the rotation looks like now. So you got De'Aaron Fox, 88, Shai 89, Paul George 91, Siakam 90, Capella 88, LaVine 87, Carter 85, Warren 85, Washington 82, and then Kendrick Nunn has 80 coming off the bench. And I like what we're doing. We probably are going to have to sign someone in free agency just to make the roster fill out, so we'll do that quick. So we'll sign like Danny Green and Terrence Jones to a minimum. Okay. System proficiency, grit and grind is the best one, or 7 seconds. We'll stick with grit and grind. That's what Doc Rivers likes to run, so that's what we're going to do. And we will simulate this last season, so I will see you guys at the end of it. Okay, so end of the season, 1 game left. We are 71-10. Let's see if we can tie the second best record of all time, going up against the Suns. And we do. So we're 72-10. Luka wins MVP. Cade Cunningham Rookie of the Year and Sixth Man of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Kawhi, who is in Toronto still, I believe. No, he's in Utah now. Okay, Kawhi in Utah. And then RJ Barrett is Most Improved, who I traded away. And then Doc Rivers, our Coach of the Year, 72-10. And we did not have anybody on All NBA First Team. Second team, we didn't have anybody either, or third team. Wow, we really got disrespected, didn't we? Okay, so Obviously, we're going to end up with the best record in the entire league. We're 72-10. Nobody's even close. Closest people are 17 games away from us. So we absolutely dominated this year. I'm going to look at the stats quick. Just a well-rounded effort, man. Levine 18, Gilgeous 17, 17 from Siakam, 15 from Fox, Paul George 14. Paul George's been really disappointing, actually. TJ Warren 12, Capella 11. Yeah, just a total obliteration from everybody involved. Game plan's probably good. I don't really have to change anything. We're going to simulate the playoffs, and we will see just how good this team actually is. It's crazy we didn't have like one superstar, but we had like 7 stars, which is absolutely insane. We're up 2-0 on the Nuggets, 3-0. And we sweep the Nuggets. We're going into the second round against the Dallas Mavericks. And we're down 1-0, down 2-0. Okay, we're down 2-1, tied up 2-2. Okay, 3-2. I feel confident now. They kind of gave me a scare there when we're down 2-0. 2-0 to the Spurs, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 4-2. Move on to the finals. We're going up against and we are gonna win this one. I just want to simulate to the end just to see. Okay, I was trying to jump in, but I kind of went too fast. So 135-100, we absolutely dominate, and we are the champions, three-peated in this challenge. De'Aaron Fox is our Finals MVP, which is kind of crazy. I'm gonna look at our playoff stats and see what those look like. Levine 21, 16, 16, 14, 13. Overall, I mean, nobody stood out. Everybody's doing their part. So I like what I saw, but this is the final rotation. We had 5 90s in the starting lineup, one coming off the bench, and then 83, 85, 87, and 88 also coming off the bench. I think I absolutely killed this challenge. We ended up with 3 championships. We won 72 games in the last year. We had 690 overalls. I mean, I think I just obliterated this challenge. So you vote and you tell Crispy that I built a better team than he did. We'll see what he actually came up with. But either way, vote in the straw poll. And again, if you're coming from Crispy's channel, subscribe to mine, man. I make such good content. I'm just trying to get my name out there. Let me hit 500, 1,000 subscribers. Just try and get me as many subscribers as possible. So do your